And another thing we kind of forget is that, you know, we think God told us to do this, but it's supposed to just kind of like evolve overnight. Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. I am Sadia, aka Sadia the Boss Mama. Today I have a message for you all. I had to write it down. I was doing some note taking. I was listening to Nipsey Hussle, and this one really stood out to me, and I really wanted to just share it with you all. I know this is a saying, so it's not like it's from Nipsey Hussle, but he was saying nothing worthwhile happens overnight. And that right there really struck with me. I'm 23. After high school, I wanted to go to college. I wanted to go to Ole Miss. Really didn't get to go to Ole Miss. My mom wanted me to do the military. I've told this story plenty of times. So, you know, I didn't want to go to the military, but I ended up doing it. I took I took a year off to do the military, to study for the military, because I ended up flunking my first test, but I passed my second test. So when I flunked my first test, what I did was I went on Facebook, y'all, and I saw that it was a ASVAB study group. So I rounded up some people and I said, hey y'all, I got this study group. If y'all want to study with me, let me know. I'm gonna help you. I gave them study guides, this and that, as if I passed my test already, but I didn't. And I let them know, like, I let them know that, you know, I didn't pass my test, but, you know, we can do like a study group. We can boom, boom, boom. And pretty much everyone in that study group, we all passed our tests. Just so happened, I did not get to go to the Army due to different things. That's a story for another day. So I was 19 at the time. I had a whole year out of school. So my next step was to go to a community college, and then I ended up getting pregnant with my son. So that right there, I did not really know what to do with school. I decided to like stop going to school because I had morning sickness. They call it morning sickness, but you're sick all day. What that was me. I don't know the exact term for it, but y'all, like, I was sick all day. It wasn't just morning sickness. I was always throwing up. I really couldn't keep anything down. I was working 10-hour shifts, and I had to lower that down to 3-hour shifts because I was just sick. They kept me on medicine. The medicine made me sleep, it made me drowsy, so I wouldn't throw up. So that really wasn't, actually helping me. So that's another year not doing anything, okay? So I'm 20 years old, and have saying go to my I'm going through my postpartum depression, and on Saint's first birthday, I kind of felt as if I was a failure. I felt like, something's not really clicking, God. I feel like, God, what do you have me on this earth to do? I felt like I just wasn't really walking in my purpose. Before I had Saint, I was a personal care assistant, and after I had Saint, I was still a personal care assistant. But I felt as if that wasn't really enough, and I felt like I could have been better at doing something else or making more money. That was really my main goal, to make more money, to make ends meet, being a single parent. And I remember, y'all, I came crying. I came to this park one day. I was just crying, filled with tears. This was the day after Saint birthday, y'all. I was crying, filled with tears. And I told God, please take me. I know that sounds selfish. I say that all the time. I know that sounds selfish. But I was telling God, like, I don't know what you have for me to do. I feel like I am supposed to be doing something other than what I'm doing now. Making more money, or it's just something, like, I'm not even at school, like, I feel like there's something I can be doing other than just doing what I was already doing. And I kid y'all not, y'all, the next day, it's like, he said, you know what, let's go back to school and let's become a CNA. Let's go back to school to be a nurse. And I never, ever wanted to be a nurse. I've always wanted to do journalism. That was my major when I did go to college. It was journalism. So I was kind of like shook, shocked, because I'm like, well, first of all, I'm a personal care assistant. I never knew anything about a CNA. I honestly, truly, y'all, I swear to you, I had no idea what a CNA was. I didn't, and it clicked to me to just go be a CNA. I just said I wanted to be a PCA because those were the people that were working for my mom at the time. So I had no freaking idea that I had no idea about anything dealing with CNAs. So here's my thing, y'all. So I did the whole schooling thing. Let's just say I did some of my prereqs. I passed some, I failed some. I had to take my anatomy 1 twice, anatomy 2, I had to take that twice. I was just failing left and right. At that time I was working, I was doing my CNA classes, which I passed my CNA tests, my CNA exams. But as far as school, I was really not the best in school. For me, I haven't been in school in forever, and then to have a child, and then to do online, and then you're working, you're helping your mom. It was a lot to juggle, and I was like, I wasn't really prepared for it. I didn't know it was going to be like that. I honestly thought it would be easy, but I had to work on myself to understand, like, this is not how it's supposed to be. So in order for me to get it right, I need to change up my time management. I need to make time for school, etc., etc. I need to make time for Saint. I need to make time for myself. It's just a lot. So kudos to y'all who can do it. So I redid my classes. I ended up passing my anatomy. I did not pass my anatomy 2, which meant now I am on academic probation. My GPA was not where it was supposed to be because I did drop out of school. And I had no idea at the time, you know, when I was pregnant. I didn't care about my GPA. I was just like, I'll do it another time, you know. It didn't click to me that, oh, your GPA is going to be affected. I did not care. So since I did flunk my anatomy 2, I got put on probation for a whole entire semester. So a semester is like almost a year, y'all. It's literally almost a year. And you know, I was talking to people and I was like, well, I don't have that money to pay them. So I honestly think I did stay on probation for a whole year because I didn't have money to pay them. And I was like, there's gotta be something I can do. So closer to the end of that year, I went up to my unemployment office and I said, hey, I cannot pay for my school. Can you guys help me pay for my school? Because my schooling was $2,000, y'all. I was barely able to pay my car note. I was barely able to pay my car insurance. I struggled dearly to pay for Saint and daycare. So I was a struggling mother. That's why I was just feeling so behind as well, because I'm like, I'm struggling. Did I really make the right choice of having a child? Because as they say, you know, you don't really want to have a child unless you are financially stable, especially be a single parent, y'all. So I ended up getting approved for my grant, and this grant paid my whole entire semester except for $400, I believe, or maybe 200, 300, maybe 300. It wasn't a lot, I swear, but that was so much better than having to pay $2,000. I was like, God, you told me to go to school, but you know, I don't have the money to pay $2,000. So when that happened, I really, really, truly believe, you know what, this has to be God. This is not just my mind telling me to go to school. That was definitely God. Because like again, nothing worthwhile happens overnight. And another thing we kind of forget is that, you know, we think God told us to do this, but it's supposed to just kind of like evolve overnight. Nothing worth having is going to happen overnight. There are going to be some setbacks. There are setbacks, periods in life, y'all. There are going to be setbacks, but it's the fact that you know what your end goal is. It's not about the I need it now. It's about the end goal. It's about the journey to reaching the end goal. People kind of forget the journey. So that's another thing. You have to trust the process. You have to definitely trust the process. So I trusted God. God gave me the ability to go to school, flunk the classes, but also I was able to get a grant. He know I'm struggling financially, but at the same time, he's like, you know what? No, I got you. So I was able to get the grant. I was able to get the $200 paid off, and I was able to get back into school. I was checking on my GPA. I had called the school, and this lady, obviously she was a caucus, but she was like, you're nowhere near your GPA. You're nowhere near the approval. And I had a 1.4 and you need a 1.5. So for her to even say that was like, you know, some people are just downright crazy. Some people, their day may have went left, but don't let that phone call be your, okay, I can't do it. No, find another way. Talk to someone else. Ask them, okay, if it is that low, what do I need to do? How can I bring it up? Don't let that detour you. So that's one thing, like, I didn't let her detour me. I went to the school. I talked to someone and they helped me out, my advisor office, she was saying, well, your GPA is a 1.4. You need a 1.5 in order to let financial aid be able to help you. And I didn't have a I don't have a good GPA because of flunking class, and my grades weren't the best. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is another setback. Now how am I going to be able to pay for school? This is another setback. But the thing is, she was like, if you can retake these classes and you don't mind waiting, I think you'll be fine. And my thing was, I told her just like this, quote unquote, baby, I do not mind waiting, okay? If I waited this long, because y'all, God told me this when my baby was turning 1. My son will be 3 in May, so can you, this is a good amount timeline from 1 to 3. So I told her I don't mind waiting. I have waited thus far. I can wait some more, because if it's for me, it is for me. Nothing worthwhile happens overnight. Nothing worthwhile happens overnight. I truly believe in that. So I, got back in school, got my classes, and my mom was actually able to help me pay for my school. So I feel like, this is definitely a sign from God. He doesn't say, he tells us what he wants from us and what we can do, but I feel like God doesn't really actually give us the play by play, or like, okay, well, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Because I feel like if we knew everything that was gonna happen, all the setbacks that were gonna happen, we probably be like, nah, God, I'm a chill, I don't really need it like I thought I needed it, So that's really all I wanted to say, is that whatever you're trying to do in life, and if it's definitely what you want, you feel like it's in your heart that this is what God has called you to do, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be a successful content creator overnight. You're not going to be an LPN overnight. You're not going to be a CNA overnight. You're not going to be a mom overnight. I carried my son 9-10 months, so that wasn't overnight. It evolved. It has to grow. So whatever you're trying to do in life, just know that if it's really for you, keep going. No matter how many setbacks you have had, no matter how many detours you have been faced, you have to keep going. And last but not least, I want you guys to believe in yourself. If no one else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, this is not for anyone else. You were born alone, and you're going to die alone. So if this is something you truly want, you have to go get it yourself, and you have to believe in yourself. Stop looking for validation in other people, because this is for you. This is for you. You're doing this for you. And if no one's clapping for you, that's cool, that's good, because that this is what you wanted. So, but yeah, that's what I really wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a blessed week.